All right, yo, what up? This y'all shook up. Just wanted to talk about the good old D swing, dizzy swing, right? But before we get started, just wanted to thank you guys. I definitely appreciate all your guys' support. I really can't thank you guys enough, man. I work a lot, so if I sound tired, that's just because I am. So that's the way it goes. But I just wanted to talk about dizzy swing today, and why I think you should use it, and why it's a fun skill, especially for new players that really trying to find something. And what should I use now? It is a harder skill. I have a scuff controller, scuff envision. You guys can see my gaming setup. You could it's one of my videos. I could even link it if I have to. But it really, the scuff envision helps me with the dizzy swing because I use a back paddle. But even if you don't use it as back paddle, you could see a lot of great players that are still able to use it, even because there is sort of a delay and you can line it up by just using B or whatever other button. You can switch to R2, R1. There's a lot of different ways you can do dizzy swing. I have it on my back paddle. But dizzy swing skill is for you new players, because I know it's crazy because you think there's no new players, but there's a lot. They come from WoW. I noticed that they always say I'm from WoW, and I'm like, wow. They're like, they're like, not that well. I'm like, oh, they're from World of Warcraft, so they don't really know the lines. So it's a two-handed skill. So you got to have a two-handed weapon, sword, maul, um, and it's normally, I forget, is it uppercut? I believe it used to hit and throw your ass like hella high in the air, dude. That was the good old days. But now it says slam an enemy with upward swing, dealing 9,959 physical damage and set him off balance for 7 seconds. Hitting an enemy that is already off balance stuns them for 2 seconds. Targets that are immune to off balance are snared by 40% for 2 seconds. One of my favorite, and I like dizzy swing with a combo of executioner, but that's for a different video. And the passives you get in 2H, your light and heavy attack damage up to 3 others nearby enemies for 100% of the damage inflicted to the primary target. So that's not too bad. So depending on what you got, I have a mace, so it increases your offense penetration by 2,974. Swords increase your weapon by 258. Reduces the cost of the two-handed by 15%, which is nice. When you complete a fully charged heavy attack, damage with two-handed attacks increase by 10% for 4 seconds. So remember, when you complete a fully charged heavy attack, your damage with two-hand attacks increase by 10% for 4 seconds. That's a lot. Like those heavy attacks are crucial. If you ever see me like super heavy and then into a dizzy, that's why. Or execution. Increase your stamina recovery by 10% after killing a target. So, dizzy swing, obviously, it's been around for a while. So, it's not new, but that's what it looks like. That's the animation. So, what I like to do is heavy, dizzy. You see? Because if you could land that heavy and then hit them, you're really doing, 10% more damage, which is, it's a lot of damage. So, a lot of the times is you really want to weave the dizzy. Like I like to do light, dizzy, light, dizzy, light, dizzy. Get that heavy attack in for resource, dizzy. And then what you could do is like what Juggy was showing me back in the day that I really kind of slept on, is after you do the heavy, you hit them, and then you kind of do like a medium to heavy, and then you drop them, and then they're there. So you could really combo it, very nice. If you especially with the second beetles, you got one, you got this other one coming up, then you hit it, and then boom, and then you knock them, and then you execute. You could slam it. You could kind of time it a little better, but this is one of the main reasons I like dizzy, and on almost every character I play, it's just one of my favorite skills. It's in the two-hand, like I said, it's for the two-handers. But you really can't go wrong with dizzy swing. And it used to like throw you in the air. It was crazy. Wrecking Blow is pretty good too. But it's the two-handed skill line in general. I really like this skill line. It's one of my favorite skill lines. One of my favorite ways to play. You know, you really, like I said, once you master it, it feels real good. And that's why I like Warden so much, because it has a lot of burst potential. You know, you're trying to keep people in front of you, and then you're trying to time that second Beatles. Like, if you could really get that timing down with the second Beatles, so if you're like, okay, 1, 2, you kind of see how long it takes. Heavy, right? Hit that, and then kind of want to get it all lined up together. You know, so you know that one's coming out heavy, and then you could just like spam it a little bit if you have enough, and then try to get it. You know, if you can get that timing down, the amount of people you'll drop at the same time with the dizzy swing is insane. You know, it's easily one of my top favorite skills, if not my favorite skill in the game. Like, I would say that and Dawnbreaker. You know, we could do like a separate video of each of these skills and why I love them. I love Executioner, love Dizzy Swing, love Dawnbreaker, love Beatles. I'm starting to love this skill. One of my favorite skills. But like I said, the skill line two-handed is a really good skill line. Don't sleep on it. It's a little difficult, but once you get used to it, trust me, Dizzy Swing is where it's at. Super fun to play. You know, it's not the only way to play, obviously, and I'm not saying that it's the best way to play by any means. This is probably not the best way to play. This is a specific way that I like playing, and it's probably not the best though. Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong, but I definitely love it, and I think it's a strong way to play. So I definitely appreciate all the support. Like I said, I can't thank you guys enough, you know, for everything that you guys have supported me on. And yeah, all right, guys, take it easy. Alrighty, out.